Hi everyone, it's Momomochi. Sashiburi. Today I want to share an interesting topic with you. This video is going to be about words that exist in Japanese but not in English. What I mean by that is a feeling or idea that in English we would describe using a few words or a specific phrase, maybe a sentence, but in Japanese that feeling or idea exists as one single word. There's quite a few of these in Japanese, so this definitely isn't all of them, but it's kind of hard to think of words that don't exist in your native language and then discover them in another language. But these are a few common ones that I have either used myself, heard from friends, or have found while searching on the interwebs, and I wanted to share what I learned with all of you. So let's jump right into the first word. Itadakimasu. So this is a phrase you say in Japanese before you eat the food in front of you. I guess in English the equivalent could sort of be like saying grace or praying before you eat your food like a lot of Americans do. But the difference with itadakimasu is that it's not connected to religion. And when you say itadakimasu, you're not talking to a religious being or a deity. There's not really too much thought behind this. I feel like it's just very automatic for Japanese people to say itadakimasu when you receive food. It's not exactly like it's almost like a reflex, I guess. Like food's in front of you, itadakimasu, and then you eat the food. So if you're ever eating a meal in Japan, just make sure you say itadakimasu. The next word is irusu. This word is kind of funny to me because I feel like everyone has done this at some point in their life. Irusu can be described as pretending to not be there or pretending to not be at home. For example, if somebody calls your house and someone else picks up and asks for you and says, "Oh, is so-and-so there?" And you tell the person, "Oh, tell them I'm not here. Tell them I'm gone." That can be described as irusu. So, pretending you're not at home. So if we look at the literal translation, we have iru, which means to be there, kind of like dareka imasu ka? Is anyone there? And rusu, which means not at home. So together you get irusu, which is there but not at home. Number 3, yoisho. Yoisho is something you say when you do something that exerts a lot of energy. For example, when you're trying to wake up in the morning and it's very hard for some of us to get out of bed, finally you muster up that strength and you say, "Hai, yoisho!" And then you get up. So you can say this when you're doing something that requires a lot of effort or a lot of strength. The next word is nekojita. This one is kind of unique and describes someone who cannot handle drinking or eating hot things. Kind of like having a heat-sensitive tongue. Someone you see blowing on their hot tea or very hot soup might be described as having nekojita because they are afraid to eat it when it's so hot. With neko being the word for cat, this literally translates to cat tongue. Some believe this idea originates from cats having very heat-sensitive tongues and not being able to tolerate hot things. Number 5, komorebi. This word is very specific and describes when the sunlight is filtering itself through a sea of trees or branches and you see like the sun rays coming through. This is a very interesting word in Japanese because I feel like it's so beautiful and nature-like. You won't really hear this word in daily conversation. It's more in poetry and books and songs because it's much more of an artistic word. The next word is hanafubuki. This one to me is really cute because it describes sakura petals kind of flowing in the wind, and it's interesting because we have the word hana, which means flower, and fubuki, which means like blizzard, because the sakura petals look like snow, so it's almost like a cherry blossom blizzard. But yes, this is a hana fubuki, which is like all the cherry blossom petals flowing around. The next word is kazahana. So this one is actually similar to hana fubuki, but instead with snow. This is kind of like describing snow flurries, but because the snowflakes look like flower petals, hana is used here as well. So this is a really challenging one to explain, but I'm going to do my best. mono no oware. I guess this can be roughly translated as appreciating the fleeting nature of beauty or being conscious that things fade away. A common example of this is cherry blossom season in Japan. And I know I've already used several references to cherry blossoms, but when we're talking about Japan and Japanese, the sakura are such a central part of Japan, so it's only natural to keep talking about it. When the sakura bloom in the spring, it's for such a short time that the cherry blossoms are at their most beautiful, and Japanese people know this, and so they basically appreciate that because they know it only lasts for such a short time. So this is kind of that concept, but in a single word, mono no oware, like appreciating things that disappear or aren't permanent. Fleeting beauty, so to speak. The next word is neko kaburi, another one that uses the word for cat. This one is kind of cute because it means a wolf in sheep's clothing. And what this translates to is someone who is pretending to be innocent when they're actually guilty of something. The reason the word cat is used here, I think, is because a lot of times cats are associated with exactly this type of thing. Like the cats knock the plants down and then act very cute like they didn't do anything wrong. So this can be described as neko kaburi, which is pretending to be innocent when you're actually guilty. And the final word for today is otsukare-sama desu. Otsukare-sama desu is a very interesting and very common word used daily in Japanese. Otsukare-sama desu is what you say when you leave work for the day or you complete a goal. It's kind of like saying, thank you everyone for your hard work, or I appreciate all your effort. We don't really have an exact translation for this in a single word in English, which is exactly why I'm talking about it. But yeah, I guess you could say it's like, thank you for all your effort today. If you work at a Japanese company, you will hear this phrase very, very often. I also want to emphasize that this isn't exclusive to a professional environment. Oftentimes at the end of big concerts or shows or big events, you might hear people saying to each other, otsukare-sama desu. Kind of like, yay, we had a group effort that we completed. So it can definitely be used professionally, but also in terms of just completing a big goal or completing something that required effort on many parts. So those are the words that I could think of for today. However, if you know of some other words that are similar to this concept that exist in Japanese but may not have a direct English translation, please leave a comment down below. I always love learning new things. I know there's several I didn't mention in this, so it'd be nice if people could see others and have discussions. I always love seeing that. Please let me know what you think about this video, and if you liked it, please give a like and subscribe. And also let me know what kind of videos or Japanese grammar you're interested in learning about. Thank you guys so much for watching and happy holidays. Hai, otsukare-sama deshita. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!